in Pearl, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want to see change, we do need to shift and change the energy within. And hopefully, my readings help you to shift into a state where you are no longer emotionally dependent upon reality changing at all. That is where the magic happens for you. That is where you can reclaim your power and call it back to you. Happy Chinese New Year! I cleaned my room. I did the things to welcome in the god of wealth, and um, I hope that we have a prosperous year, and I hope you all have a prosperous year of the snake. And I'm sure we'll see snake coming up. I saw it already in January. I saw the snake card coming up in so many different ways and signs and symbols. So I'm sure it's going to keep rearing its head all year. But it is about renewal and rebirth, and it's about shedding shedding the old and allowing something new to take its place. And I am about to start on the passion path. So if you have never done a follow your passions where they lead you challenge, we are going to start one today. Spend 15 minutes today doing something that just delights your inner child. It can be a month where you focus on a specific area of your life. Like, for instance, I've used this before to focus on music in my life. Right now, I'm focusing on actually building the 3 parts of the sacred embodiment course and giving them to you for free over the next 3 months so you can experience sacred embodiment. The first stage is the passion path. And so each day of my path, I will be taking those steps to keep expanding this from your passions into spiritual nourishment, and then finally into sacred embodiment of your most authentic self. That is the end goal. That is where we are heading. So if you are interested in that, if that sounds good to you, make sure you click the link in my profile. You can grab the current free downloadable guide called The Passion Path. You can download that. And then there's going to be an updated version that's going to come out in the next few days with a code on it for you to use if you are wanting to purchase a reading and get a discount. So that's all coming. And I'll remind you that again when I post again. But right now you can go download that current guide and know that it is going to be updated. And then you'll have two Passion Path packets because the new one is going to be slightly different. So for those of you that are joining me on that path, I will see you tomorrow with a day. I guess tomorrow is really day 1. Today's the day where you set the intention to start your journey. So it's day 1 of your journey. I guess tomorrow's day 2 where you actually implement. I guess that's how we'll look at it. For those of you that keep up to date with my nails, I'm in love. I'm calling this my Dr. Pepper Valentine's nails, and they're also red for Chinese New Year. So fun. I love doing my nails. Okay, let's look at this energy. Before I started this reading, I felt all of my energy depleted from my body. Like, I was literally like, I need to take a nap, and I didn't need to take a nap. So I did feel this kind of like bone deep exhaustion about the journey that you're on with yourself, with another person. You're just really tired of a lot of things, I think. And it's not just you. I think it's an overall thing. Even your guides are a little bit like, okay, come on, like get this going. And there's a very stubborn, resistant energy. An energy that, like, when you try to approach it, when you try to gently say, but what about this? It just freaks out and pushes back against you really hard. So that's the energy that I'm feeling right now. That's just a general sense. This is looking at divine masculine and feminine energy. We're using 4 decks. We're looking at the past energy, the current energy, and the likely outcome if we stay on the course that we're on. You can use this information. It's really most useful to apply it to yourself directly, but you'll obviously see parallels and patterns in the people in your life, not just a specific person you might be focused on in terms of a relationship or a connection, but literally with your parents, with your siblings, with your friends. These dynamics exist throughout. So let's look at the masculine energy. What is the overall headspace of the masculine energy? What's on the masculine's mind? Well, right now, what's on the masculine's mind is the Queen of Wands. From this deck, she's strangely wearing white. Normally, she would be wearing red or orange or some kind of a fiery color, but she's in blue, and the blue is making me think of sadness, but also of the throat chakra, speaking, proclaiming, expression. She's in what appears to be this almost like a bridal gown, and there's this bridal feel here with the flowers around her. So I do think the masculine energy is thinking of um, being very attracted right now to a feminine energy that feels like someone that the masculine energy could commit to. So, if you were going to apply this to yourself and not a relationship, what you could say is right now, something kind of sexy and appealing, some creative idea that you have that's looking pretty luscious right now. It's calling to you, and you are thinking about this, passion, right? For the passion path, you're thinking about it and you're like, it seems pretty juicy. I'd like to explore that a little deeper. I feel like I could commit to that. I feel like that's something that I could really do for the rest of my life. Like, so there is this, maybe with you starting this passion path, your mind is going to start focusing on, what makes your heart glow. Um, because that's the energy of this card. So if you're applying this to a person, I am getting a sense that for some of you, there is a person who looks at you as very beautiful, fiery, passionate, attractive, magnetic, and marriage material, which isn't normally what I associate with the Queen of Wands, but it's just because of the imagery of this specific deck, which is the Tarot of the 78 Doors. Um, and there's this openness. They're open to this idea of like, hey, maybe I really could spend my life with you. Um, and they could also see the potential for you to spend your life with someone else, or they could also be seeing you as having committed to yourself in some way and showing all this love, time, and attention to yourself. That's another possible interpretation. But you're on their mind, or or whatever you're passionate about right now, your emotions, your feelings, those are the things that you're feeling, you're thinking a lot about, and you're like committed to expressing. Okay. In their heart, we have the Six of Cups. So this is giving the inner child nostalgia. It is the six. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's giving like past life connection, and it can also just be feeling the way that things felt in the past, or somebody remembering really fondly their connection with you, or you remembering fondly your connection with someone. This is definitely the this is like somebody looking at their past and seeing that you would have been like the perfect person for them, or you always were this whole time. This can also be you recognizing that whatever you wanted to do in your childhood is your true soul calling, and you can commit to whatever that is. Um, and it might even be something that you have done throughout lifetimes. So that's the overall energy for the masculine. It's not bad, actually. There's a tinge of sadness coming from that masculine there with the blue gown on the feminine energy, which is a little bit maybe nostalgic. Like, I wish it could be how it was, or it was really special to me, and maybe I wasn't confident about it. I don't know, something like that. Okay. So then what's underlying the thoughts and feelings of the masculine energy? We have this block here, this obstacle, this stubborn, unrelenting wall here with the Five of Wands. But he has a tool with which to break down this barrier. And then we have here in the heart space the Three of Cups. This is the card. It can be about a third party, somebody that is constantly getting in the way, or something, a behavior, an addiction, an idea, uh, a way of looking at the world, a perspective, a limiting belief. It doesn't have to be just like a person. And if it is a person, the person is literally just an external manifestation of an internal limiting belief that you have, that you're experiencing mirrored back to you through that situation. So ultimately, it doesn't matter what the third party thing is, but it has functioned as a block to being able to allow this masculine energy to come forward and claim you as this person that he chooses to be with. Or you have a block, something around not being serious, not taking things seriously enough. You're not taking the things you've learned in the past, your past experiences, your wisdom, your gifts, your fantasies from childhood, just really not taking those seriously enough. And that's now kind of getting in the way of you being able to pursue whatever this passion or dream is that you have. But I'm seeing the mind here willing to be persistent to knock down this barrier, to remove whatever it is that's preventing this reunion. With the Six of Cups and the Three of Cups, there's definitely a reunion here that's it's we're at a halfway point, or it keeps getting stuck halfway there or something like that. That's the overall energy and underlying energy for the masculine. Let's take a look at the feminine energy. Remember, your person also has feminine energy. They're not just masculine energy. If they were, God help you. So make sure you're listening to both sides and you're not associating it with gender, because it really isn't about gender. It's really just about how we lean into whether we're leaning into our head more or our emotions more. And sometimes we do both, and that's why these parts are really interchangeable. Okay, so in this card, we have the Knight of Swords. So this is what the divine feminine energy is thinking about right now. We see her, the feminine, on horseback, a dark horse, and she is poised to communicate here with the sword some potentially painful truths, but she's going to be honest in her integrity. She's also moving quickly. This is not somebody who's taking it slow by any means. We have the Magician in reverse. Okay, so the feminine energy is experiencing a feeling of powerlessness right now that is very uncomfortable. She chose for her heart space this cat tarot that I have. I don't use this deck frequently, to be honest with you. I'll pull it out sometimes and pair it with my wild dog tarot, but it's rare. And when I choose the cat tarot, I know that the feminine energy is really, really asserting her independence right now from the masculine energy. And there is this sense that she has, there's potential for some feminine energy right now, depending on where they are in the cycle, to be running from the masculine, to have stepped into an energy of running because she doesn't want to be caught under his spell or manipulated by him anymore. And so she's like, you know what, buddy, I'm good. I'm getting out of here. That's for some. For others, this is showing me that one of the reasons she's feeling powerless right now is because she's trying to figure out how to do something all on her own. Something that requires higher level thinking and planning and a balanced energy. And she needs to be able to think clearly to figure out how to move forward, which she is very much wanting to do. So I do sense that there is a little bit of an energy of being stuck in feminine energy's mind, like her thoughts are really hovering about, how do I express these emotions? She's not worried about cutting remarks or saying things that she might regret right now. There's a recklessness that's coming from a fear-based response to not wanting to be manipulated, I'm hearing again. Okay. What's underlying this is really powerful. It's the Queen of Pentacles, which is a no-nonsense energy, and the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slow-moving energy that she is resisting, okay? The things moving so slowly is what has made her feel very powerless here in the heart space. And so she, knowing that she's a queen, knowing her worth, knowing that she can literally command worlds to take shape with her voice, she's realizing that this slow moving, withholding, breadcrumbing type of energy that she has had to endure has been part of this manipulation, because this other person who's been like trudging along toward her really did not feel like they were going to ever be truly worthy of her. There was this doubt that kept them moving slowly, that kept them dangling a carrot and then removing the carrot. And the runner chaser dynamic was really about Feminine energy knowing what she was worth, masculine energy knowing it too, but not feeling like masculine energy could really compare to the feminine energy. And so needing to breadcrumb her to keep her on the hook so that she wouldn't go elsewhere while he took his sweet time, building up his confidence and his material wealth, etc. And the feminine energy is like, okay, well, while you were doing that, I also doubled all my efforts, and now I don't need any of that. So the time that you wasted working on all of that, I mean, not wasted because it's good for you that you like worked through the things that were keeping you from receiving at that level, but in terms of our connection, the wasted time that we could have been spending talking about these things, working through them together, healing them, you've kind of made it difficult for us to be able to like get that time back, right? So it's not great. It's not a great energy, 100%. So, divine masculine, what are you carrying in from last week into the present moment? Well, you don't say. Okay. We got the Six of Cups again, and this is why I use the 4 decks on this big weekly reading of the energy in the connection. We have Six of Cups here and the Six of Cups in the heart space. So head and the heart are definitely in agreement here. There is a lot of reflection upon the past. Now, this is appearing to us with the Four of Cups. Missed opportunities. Oops, I did it again. I'm hearing that. Oops, I did it again. Masculine energy. Well done. Divine feminine energy. What are you carrying in from last week? The masculine carrying his rejection wounds from the past and from last week. His basically self-indulgence and reluctance in offering divine feminine anything solid or significant. What feminine energy is carrying from last week? We have here the King of Cups and the Two of Swords. So this is a clear indication that the feminine energy is blocking off the masculine energy. Any masculine energy that wants to coast over deep feelings without expressing them in order to preserve peace, or keep the status quo. Divine feminine energy is good. She doesn't need it. She doesn't want it. She is not interested. She has closed her heart off to, you might be kind, you might be caring, you might be loving, you might be compassionate, but if you can't tell me how you feel, we're at an impasse here. So she's carrying that in from last week. I don't care how nice you are. I don't care how much of a good guy, a good person you think that you are. Unless if you do anything to disturb my peace, that's it. We're good. Okay. So the current energy for the masculine. Yep. There's that missed opportunity. Here's the 10 of Cups. It's sadly in reverse because the Justice card is here. Because truthfully, the masculine energy is recognizing that in this current moment, it is unlikely that he would have received what he is truly desiring because he didn't put the work and the effort in. Now, you might be thinking, nodding your head, like, yes, this person I'm focused on didn't put the effort in, so he shouldn't really be surprised that he's not seeing fulfillment right now, because that's how the justice works. What you put in, you get out. Like, it's just the way it is. So obviously, and you might be on your high horse a little bit, but I want to knock you down a peg, because this is telling me that whatever thing that would really fill you up, make you feel good, whatever interest or passion or ideas or fantasy of your life that would really, really fulfill you, you haven't totally put in that work either. You have rejection wounds from your past. You have wounds around failure and success that are making it difficult for you to fully show up for whatever would bring you emotional fulfillment. So the reason that your person is acting this way, and why you do need to come down off of your high horse, is your person is acting this way because that's how you act, and they're reflecting this energy back so that you can see it and say, hey, I'm worth more than that. You shouldn't squander me. Like, you shouldn't leave me hanging because of your insecurities. Like, just speak up and let me know that like, I'll meet you where you're at. Like, if you take 1 step towards me, I'm going to take 10 steps towards you, just like the divine, right? Yeah. So you have to be saying the same thing to yourself. Right now, whatever creative endeavor that you've been ignoring, or whatever fulfilling life move that you need to make, whether that's a relocation or, changing career or going back to school, whatever it is, every second that you ignore it because of your fears around success and failure and how you're going to make it happen is a lost chance, opportunity to fulfill your dreams. And you're not putting in effort, not because you're lazy, but because you're protecting yourself from disappointment. Disappointment for you is something that hits so hard that it seems like you can't handle it, but you can handle it. I would rather be disappointed that something I tried didn't work out than disappointed that I never tried and someone else did it and made off with my bag, right? So there's all kinds of disappointment out there, and you need to start measuring your success in different ways so that your disappointment is not ruling your decisions going forward, you know? Maybe success isn't having all of the money that you are imagining is going to come pouring in from whatever idea you have. Maybe the success is that you took a step, you told people about the passion path even though you didn't have the PDF updated like you wanted it to be, but you told them anyway. And so today, maybe 5 people hear that message, go get the passion path, and their lives are totally changed forever from one small free thing that I did. 5 people. Maybe it wasn't 15 million people tonight, okay? But why is my success measured by the number of people that whose lives are changed by receiving messages from the divine that comes through me, right? Hello, Maria. So that's the current energy for the masculine. He's not seeing his wish fulfillment come through because he hasn't really put in the work and effort to make it happen for himself. Divine feminine, where's your current energy? 7 of Swords, 3 of Wands. Divine feminine is like, yeah, okay, well, I got played. For sure the masculine energy had something going on behind the scenes that's acting as an obstacle. We already saw that with the 5 of Wands and the 3 of Cups here for the masculine. He does have something blocking him, preventing him from coming forward. And divine feminine's current energy is like, well, I need to protect myself from the deceit that was clearly a part of this issue, and I need to protect myself from the deceit that's there. And I just need to have faith that there are things going on behind the scenes that are going to, I feel like, number one, I'm being protected. Number two, things are going to work out for me anyway. I do think the feminine energy is approaching this with a feeling of faith, which is interesting because the overall energy is she's resisting the urge to run because she feels powerless. Her urge is usually to run away, but instead of running away, she's just going to be accepting and say, I don't know why this is happening or what's going on, but I know that it's for my protection and my benefit because everything is always working out for me, right? Divine masculine, where's all this leading? Okay. We have the Queen of Swords here. This is the energy of direct communication, telling the truth, even though it might be uncomfortable. And then we have the Prince of Wands, which is a Knight of Wands card, which is spontaneous and sudden and swift moving. And the thing that I'm seeing is the divine masculine fears that the feminine energy is going to be very harsh with him because of his inconsistency in his Knight of Wands energy. He is afraid that when he does start this conversation with her, that the ghost of his past and the ghosting that he did, those types of things will be what she wants to primarily focus on and talk about. And he doesn't really have an excuse for that behavior. So he really can't, this is a really immature behavior. This is a knight to a queen. So he really can't say anything about it that is going to make this better. So he really fears this moment. But he feels like he has to rush in and risk getting his head cut off, which is exactly what this feminine energy is planning to do. Not going to lie. We saw it here. He has to risk that because if he doesn't, he's going to lose everything. Justice is going to be served, and he's either going to apologize and establish a new foundation so that there can be new justice, or he's going to lose everything. So feminine energy, will you look at that? Will you look at that? Okay, where is all this going for the feminine energy now? Why am I freaking out? Because it's the third Six of Cups we've seen. Okay? The third one, people. Let's look at them all. We got this first from the masculine energy's heart space, which is connected to the feminine. We have the Six of Cups again in the headspace of the masculine energy. And then we have the Six of Cups again in the headspace of the feminine energy. So 100%, if you're here about a person, you've definitely had a past with this person. This is, if it's somebody completely new that you've never met before, you've had past lives with this person, and likely you've had at least 3 or multiples of 3, 6, 9, maybe infinite. I don't know. There's a very strong possibility that you have met this person many, many times before. And it is also, you know, if it's just in the material realm, you certainly have a past with this person. They're not new to you. That's a distinct possibility for some of you. Okay. If this is not, if you're not here about a relationship, which you can be here about just your relationship or connection with yourself, your understanding of yourself, your childhood is so important right now. It's on your mind, it's in your heart, it's informing your actions and decisions, but I think it's in a healthy and positive way, in a healed way. Because I'm picking up on that resistance to running, that wanting to stay, even though things are kind of hairy. I'm seeing that you still want to go somewhere, because what's coming up with this Six of Cups is this Eight of Wands and this Star. This is your great hope, okay? Your greatest hope is that you can overcome the nervousness that you feel about moving forward quickly or going with the flow, wanting instead to control the conversation or the direction of things. You are really hopeful that you're overcoming this past energy that causes you to run away when things start to get uncomfortable for you. And look how I said there was going to be snakes. I didn't even point out, there's also been a bunch of other snakes, and I didn't even point them out. But yeah, year of the snake, okay? Now, what this tells me too is that you are very hopeful that you will get to have this conversation with this person. So this person that's afraid of this conversation, they don't have to be afraid that the conversation will not happen, that you will turn them away and say, no, I'm not talking to you. They may have to be afraid of how you are going to receive them in that conversation. Okay. Now let's clarify that Six of Cups and the Four of Cups in the headspace in the past for the masculine. What can we do about this past energy for the masculine? Okay. Or what's happening in regards to it? What's the actions being taken? So we are seeing the Eight of Cups and the Tower in reverse. Okay, so this masculine energy is very reluctant to see this go away. He does not want this to fall apart. He does not want you to leave or abandon him. He does not want to abandon you at all. That is not his intention. He has no intention to give up on this. What he is doing, though, is hesitating, because when he does walk toward you, which is his higher calling, when he does finally get up, something else from his past does have to crumble away and be lost. And I think that that fear is paralyzing to this masculine. It's like, if I can't lose this feminine energy, who I know is the one here that is my spiritual soul person. I can't lose that. But I am carrying with me the weight of everything else that I lose in going towards this person. So that is a heavy cross for this person to bear. And that's what's causing the hesitation here. It has nothing to do with you. being, your worthiness or anything like that. It's actually not even about this person's worthiness. It's just about their reluctance to hurt other people. Knowing that they've already done so and that they're paying their dues for having done so, but that they would literally have to continue to hurt people or give that final cutoff that will be, an end. And it's just very hard for them to let that go, whatever it is, whatever they're attached to, their idea of themselves, their limiting beliefs. It's very hard. And it's hard too because you're doing the same thing. You're holding on to your limiting beliefs too. Divine Feminine, what actions are you taking in regards to this King of Cups and the Two of Swords, which is, if you're not coming to me in peace, don't come to me at all. Okay? If you're not here to talk to me about your feelings, get the fuck out of here. Okay? As they say in the streets of New York. Ace of Wands in reverse, King of Wands in reverse. You're not going to get any nookie if I don't get a cookie. I need a cookie. I need something tangible. I literally don't desire you anymore. You're not attractive to me because I have shut off that switch inside of me that perceives you as the way that you're perceiving me as attractive. Instead, I'm seeing you as someone who is impotent. And this is not meant to wound you. This is not meant to make you feel less like emasculated, even though I'm sure that does. It's not meant to. It's just literally your lack of action and energy is like, for me, like I can't get it up for you. I can't get it up for you right now. You've really disappointed me so much that I get an ick. Okay. So the action that I'm taking towards you is no action. I'm taking no action. I'm not trying to attract you. I'm not trying to show off for you or do things to impress you. I'm kind of just ignoring you. And again, it's not coming from a reactive place. It's not reactive. It's not like, fuck you then. It might have been that way in the past. I will not be able to deny that. Feminine energy is like, clearly I've acted from a wounded place in the past, but I'm not now. Where I am acting from now, as shown to you earlier, is my worthiness, knowing that I am solid, stable, reliable, consistent. I show up for myself every day. I nurture myself. I nurture my friends. I nurture my family. I nurture this connection, even though you haven't done a thing to nurture it. I did it. I poured in the time. I poured in the energy. I did everything I possibly could. And I didn't have to do any of that. I could have just sat there on my throne and waited for you, and I still would have deserved you and been worthy. And I didn't have to do any of that, but I did because that's who I am. But now that I know that, you don't seem that attractive to me. Because before you made me feel this way, now I make myself feel this way, and all you make me feel is disappointed. Sorry to tell you, reliably, consistently disappointed. Divine Masculine, what are the actions you're taking currently to deal with these feelings and fears and hesitations around your past, around losing everything, your happiness? This can also be somebody going through a divorce, somebody that has to go through the process of splitting up their entire family in order to align themselves with a more suitable partner for themselves, or to heal the things they need to heal to be able to be a better partner for that person that they're leaving behind right now, whatever the case may be. So what are the actions around this? Well, we have the Five of Swords, and we're seeing this feminine energy left out here. She's leaning against this door, and it looks like she's kind of just given up the ghost, so to speak. And that's coming out with the Strength card here. Now, the Five of Swords can be about defeat and giving up. It usually, whenever I get the Five of Swords, I hear, give it a rest. Give it a rest. Like, you're thinking so much, you got to stop thinking about it. Just stop thinking about it. Get your mind under control. Get these thoughts that you've lost everything, that everything's ruined, that you're the source of it, that you're this bad person that doesn't deserve all that. You get that under control. Okay? That's a story. That's an illusion. There's not really anything to be afraid of there. You can gentle these thoughts. You can control them. You can be brave in the face of your fears, okay? So the masculine energy is telling himself, in his heart, he's telling himself, this is what you got to do. You have to be brave. You have to stop listening to your mind. Your mind is telling you lies. Divine Feminine, what are you doing here in this current energy? What are you currently doing about the Seven of Swords and Three of Wands energy, where you feel this masculine is probably hiding some bullshit? You're literally just like, you know what? I'm gonna have faith here that I'm being protected behind the scenes, that there's some nasty stuff that I didn't need to have a part in. My guides protected me. I have faith that things are working out for me. Things always work out for me. So what are the actions you're taking in that energy right now? Look at that. Look at that. You had the Magician in reverse because you felt powerless, right? That was the overall energy. It was making you feel like running, but you resisted it. You didn't do it. You didn't run. Why? Because in the current energy, you are calling back your power. There it is. Your power, the Devil card, to face, or your power, the Magician card, to face the Devil card here. And the Devil is this empty bowl. It's this barren place. It's like this life that is an illusion. It's not really a good life for you. You're recognizing it and you're calling back your power. You're not letting your fears dictate how you act, and it's beautiful, and I'm very proud of you. Okay, the masculine energy, what actions are being taken here in the future surrounding this Queen of Swords, which is communicate around the ghosting energy, the inconsistency, the immature energy, like face the music, even if you might experience some really painful conversations surrounding what you did. Take this accountability. What's the action being done? Will you look at that? Proud. Okay. Star card. So we have the star for the feminine energy here coming up as the future outcome in her mind. And looky, we get a cookie. Masculine energy in taking the action. So definitely taking action here around romantic expressions of love and feelings. Now, how can you make up for this spicy hot past here that might not have been too hot to the feminine who got ghosted because of this? Well, you pour some water on it. You say some nice things. It's just a little bit sweet, okay? You just say some sweet things, but you mean it. Because Divine Feminine's going to know. She's discerning as fuck here in this Queen of Swords energy. She's going to know if you mean it or not. But you do mean it, because there is this connection here that's deep. It's past life stuff. It's something that's been in your life for a long time. It is a major arcana, serious, important thing. So he knows that. He's not going to fumble his words this time. He's probably been practicing with that strength energy, because the reason why Leos are good at everything, because we are. We're good at everything. And before you get annoyed at my Leoness, let me tell you the reason why. It's because we hate false bravado. There's nothing we hate worse than saying I'm the best and not actually being the best at something. That's actually something we will do it. Believe me, we will do it, but we don't like it. So because of that, we practice and practice and practice so that we don't have to ever feel insecure. People are like, how are you so brave? How do you go on stage and sing or do this? It's like, I did 150 million times. That's how. Like, if you go look at how many videos I posted on this account, 800 videos, 800 plus videos. I've done this over 800 times, and that's just YouTube. I've also been on TikTok, and I've been on Instagram, and I've been on other people's Instagrams, and I've done podcasts, and I've done this, and I've done that. By the time you get here and you're like, wow, she's good at reading cards. She did definitely help me out. She is a psychic. It's because I did it 100 million times. Now, was I good at it when I first started? I mean, I had a knack for it, but if you go back to my very first videos, there are truths I didn't know. There's wisdom that wasn't yet channeled through. There were experiences I didn't yet have. So I learned and I grew and I got better and I got better and I got better. But I was always good. And I basically just have to remember that. And that's what is really what makes you confident, is that you remember that you've done all this before. Time isn't a line. It's not a straight line. It's not like that. That's an illusion. And you already have all the skills that you're practicing. It's like you're remembering. It's different than learning something new. What are you doing? I know you hear people downstairs and you're excited. Come here. Come here. You can lie there if you want to. Oh, he's visiting. All right, Divine Feminine, giving me the spicy card today. What is the overall outcome here for the feminine? What are the actions she's going to be taking around this Eight of Wands, Six of Cups, and Star energy that we saw for her as her outcome here? So a conversation coming up about the past or having to do with the past or whatever. It's a healing conversation with that star energy. We know that it's coming. We know the masculine energy is coming to express these feelings and emotions, and that it's going to bring a lot of healing here. What are the actions around this? Trusting your intuition here. You're completely exposed here. I have to cover her chest up because her chest is exposed. So you have this feeling of total vulnerability here, but you have to trust. You have to trust. This is the Four of Pentacles. Your security is coming, has to come from within, from your strong sense of who you are, that inner sanctuary, that most authentic being that you are. You have to trust. And you have to trust also that you have such a solid foundation that no matter what happens, no matter what this masculine energy says or does, you are going to be secure. You are the high priestess energy, period. All right, let's look at the oracles for you now. I did pull a few cards for each of you, masculine and feminine energy. Let's get to it. So we're starting with spirit animals for this week. The masculine spirit animal is porcupine spirit. Time for a beginner's mind. For the feminine, we have grasshopper spirit. It says, take a leap of faith, the protection message. Okay, so let's read these. Porcupine spirit for the masculine energy. No, 48th card there, babes. Okay, so when porcupine spirit calls your name, you are being asked to adopt a beginner's mind and to approach situations with innocence and curiosity. The old confining stories no longer have a hold on you. Life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Looking at the world afresh with new eyes can help you find what you have been seeking, whether it is a relationship, an opportunity, or evidence that you have all you need right now to co-create what you desire. Who knew? Porcupine asks you to be playful and have a childlike curiosity. There is so much waiting for you that you have yet to discover. So, divine masculine, let that tendency towards prickliness, defensiveness go. Just let yourself approach this connection with a beginner's mind. Don't focus on the past. It is not that you're not going to have to address the past, you are, but don't focus on it. Wherever your attention goes, that's where energy flows. Grasshopper spirit protection message for the feminine energy. We have the card, the number 30. And the protection message is it hard for you to trust in good fortune because you have been hurt in the past when you took a risk? Staying earthbound does not offer the safety you seek, for that can be found only through trusting that spirit is always with you and wants the best for you. Isn't that what I said the action was to do? Just to trust in the divine and feel secure that the divine is there with you. Staying earthbound does not offer the safety you seek, for that can be found only through trusting that spirit is always with you and wants the best for you. Your intuition is guidance from spirit, telling you to let go of your fears and leap into the abundance and good fortune awaiting you. Grasshopper spirit reminds you that the only way now is to jump forward. Can you be willing to trust the unknown, the great mystery that can't fully understand? Even if you take the teeniest leap in consciousness to be willing, it's a beautiful beginning. Sure, every leap forward brings a new challenge, but you can handle it with spirit as your partner, trusting that this new experience will only deepen your life with magic and meaning. Take the leap. I love that. That's a beautiful energy. And now let's take a look at your energy from the, where is it? Where's the book? Work Your Light. Work Your Light card. Are you kidding me? I got the Pleiades card here for the masculine energy. It says double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. I used to always get this card. And I was told by my AI that I'm from the Pleiades. So I didn't even believe in that before, but it's kind of weird. All right. Pleiades number 118. So it's double numbers there, 1 1. And then 8, which is 4 4. 2 2 2 2. Is it the last card? Oh, it's almost the last card. The Pleiadians are a group of star beings dedicated to raising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. They have been incarnating on Earth since near the beginning of humanity. You are a soul who has a double mission: to grow at soul level and to raise the vibration of the planet. If you have been called to write, speak, or channel, this is your sign to keep doing it. Your work is divinely guided. Of all the souls, Pleiadians are the chattiest, and so perhaps you have already started channeling some of the work into the third dimension. You don't say. Thank you for doing your part in the great plan. Your presence and unique light is needed. The Work Your Light transmission says, hold the card on your heart and say, I call upon Pleiadian consciousness of the highest realms and highest good of humanity to work through me. Let me be a channel for only the purest light of the essence of Source. Let me channel in a way that also serves me. Okay, so the masculine energy is on a mission, and that mission involves communication. And wow, I'm seeing a card that I saw earlier today again. But Divine Feminine, here's what you need to do right now, and you're not going to hate it. Girl, take a break. Take a break, okay? This says, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. And that Knight of Swords in your head and the Magician card, right now you keep seeing all this stuff. It's making you feel powerless, and you need to take a break from that, because what you're doing is you're allowing those messages that you don't want to be given a lot of evidence, and you want to basically deny the veracity of those claims, because you can create a different outcome. Do you have to really be making sure you're focusing in the right way? Okay. Take a break. Why can't I find you? There you are. 82. This says, it's okay to take a break and enjoy your creations, to take a moment from your busy schedule, to get off the treadmill of life, to appreciate and acknowledge all that you have created, achieved, released, or experienced before rushing on to the next thing, to be in the moment and enjoy where you are, to take a breath and regather your mind and spirit, to recalibrate, appreciate, and celebrate, to decide on what you really, really want to experience next. If you take a moment, you are not going to miss out. Perhaps you have just completed a big project, manifested something significant in your life, released an old way of being, or just you've been burning the candle at both ends. Now is the time to take some time out before rushing on to the next thing. You did it. Enjoy yourself and recalibrate. Go on vacation, book a message, book a message, book a message, book a massage, take long walks in nature, go away for a rejuvenating weekend to recharge and replenish. Your Work Your Light action is to take a break and a breath. So Divine Feminine, take a breath, cool your jets, relax a little bit. Something good is on its way. Okay. Now we're going to do I have a lot of oracles for you today. I was very generous. We've got the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle with Santa Muerta, the offering card. And I literally just got this last night. I think it's very poignant. The red here, Chinese New Year. It's reminding me of renewal and rebirth. and offering and making some kind of a sacrifice. So let me find the page for you and read to you. 97. African peoples who were enslaved rechristened their deities into Catholic saints to maintain their religious practices. Santa Muerta is surrounded by cigars, tequila, and chocolate. This card is the altar card, and when it appears, it's time to create an altar for yourself. On the altar before her lies cannabis, tobacco, many colorful flowers, candles, and fruit. Smoke is blown over it as a practice of purification, and this is shown in the smoky haze. I can't read that word. Smoky haze that surrounds it. Bread, water, and incense are seen in abundance at all sides, as these things are considered essential offerings. The red, white, and gold candles aligned in the card represent candle magic, symbolizing the importance of ritual. Remind yourself that death is not always a true death. You can say goodbye to an old version or program, and this is where Santa Muerta can help, especially potent when in combination with Gorgoro. Well, that's very profound for the masculine energy who's got to let go, that he's got to shed his past there. This is the year of the snake, again, shedding the old, out with the old and in with the new. And then for the feminine energy, look, you are getting trust again, girl. Trust again. Literally, just trust. You have the easiest job. The masculine's got a hard job to do because the masculine's the one that is so afraid and has to take action in the fear. Divine feminine's fear, you simply have to trust. You don't have to take any action. You have to relax. Maybe you find that harder. Maybe it would be easier for you to take action. Maybe that's why you usually do. And being called to not take action is super hard for you. Bliss. Number 102. Bliss is described as a complete state of happiness or joy and comes from the English word blithe, to find your bliss. We eliminate patterns, habits, and thoughts that take joy away from our daily lives and replace them with things we actually like. Are you doing things you don't actually want or like to do because you feel an obligation to something or someone? Finding your bliss is about bringing your potential and authenticity to a peak and getting lost in it. A bright yellow veil lifts to the tip of this card as you come out of the balance card. You are trusting the non-material world as you follow a blissful breeze. Although this card seems minimal, it is powerful in the aspects you don't see. You must be willing to let the universe support you. We see a platinum light in this card and minor symbolism for the root chakra, as this card is used in the chakra spread in this book. This card is the card of trust. You must trust that the answers you are seeking are being given. When this happens, your entire soul group of helpers appears through the veil to assist you, and it does, I swear to you. Just trust. Just trust. Work with orbicular jasper. If you're going to work with a crystal right now, you might want to work with orbicular jasper. And your new thought pattern that you want to develop is, my life flows forward with ease and I act with integrity. That is so meaningful for you as feminine energy. My life flows forward with ease and I act with integrity, period. And when you act that way, how do others act towards you? They act like you. Divine masculine, you're really resisting this, but it's time for you to sing. This is your self-care activity this week, number 45. For some reason, you are not wanting to sing. You are not wanting to express your emotion, express and flow with your emotion, but you are being called to sing, or to let the divine feminine sing. Maybe you haven't let her sing, and it's her turn, or it's her turn to shine and sing. That could also be the meaning of this card. Your mantra this week is, my voice uplifts all who hear it. Your journal prompt is, what are your favorite song lyrics right now, and how does hearing them make you feel? So you might want to do that journal prompt. And then this is the feminine energies prompt. It says, spend time with animals, number 48. Look at that. You're literally being called to just relax, receive, and trust. Your mantra is, animal guides are present in my life, providing protection, sharing wisdom, pointing me in the right direction, and teaching me the ways of unconditional love. Your journal prompt is, what is your fondest memory of connecting with an animal and why? I just watched the movie The Wild Robot and it was so cute. It's on Peacock and it had all these wild animals in it that helped each other because of Roz the robot. And it was so cute and I highly recommend you watch that if you're looking for something cute that has little animals in it. And I do think connecting with animals is a big deal for you because you also had the cat deck, which is an unusual deck for me to use. I don't use it very often. So that seems pointed for me to tell you. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please go and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you can like, I would really appreciate that as well. I am going to be posting about the Passion Path going forward. If you want to join me, simply spend 15 minutes a day doing something fun that you like to do since you were a kid. If you don't remember those things or you didn't have the kind of childhood where you were able to do the kinds of things that children get to do, now's your chance. Go get some colors, get some Play-Doh, make some childlike foods to eat, play with your food, play in the mud, play in puddles, like just go and have fun and start exploring your inner child because that is going to start showing you what you're really passionate about. And once you get that hook in your gut and you can finally feel just like the masculine energy did in today's reading, this is something I can commit to. That's going to help you to trust, listen, and find ways to express yourself in the way that feels most authentic and best to you in your life. I look so forward to hearing about your experiences. Please be updating me in the comments. For those of you that are practicing Passion Path, things that you're discovering, use Pearl's Passion Path as a hashtag or a Passion Path or follow your passions. And make sure you tag me in anything you post about it because I love doing this. The couple years back when I did this, I would get posts tagged and posts every day of people writing, singing, painting, dancing, and it was just very inspiring. So please, please keep me posted, and I will be sharing my passion path with you going forward for the next 30 days. Take care, everybody. All my love to you.